Alright, welcome back. It's Dan K from Painfacephotos, and we're at the Armory Crit B grade. This is a fantastic race. There's this one corner that defines the entire race. It's a very, very tight, more than 90 degrees turn. Uphill onto a false flat. You put out heaps of power trying to do that. It's a really good place to split the group. This power profile is the race 26 times around that corner, 45-minute race. It was painful, proper painful. We're joining me 8.5 minutes in, and as I told you, with that corner, splits can very, very easily occur. So you're going to be doing some Russian roulette stuff just to make sure that someone else is going to take the bullet to bridge the gap. You're always looking around, seeing who's gonna take off and try to bridge that gap first. No one wants to put their head in the wind, and yeah, there was a few situations there where everyone's kind of looking at each other. No one wants to bridge and bring everyone else across, but it's just the nature of this race. It's very, very fast pace, and it's high tempo, VO2 max efforts. It's different to your normal race where I guess threshold would be useful. I think threshold is not that useful in this race. For a breakaway effort, you're going to be in VO2 max for quite a long period of time. But one of the areas that you can break away and stay away is this sort of left-hander. You can get more speed into this left-hander in a breakaway than you can if you're in the group. And you can see there, I hit the corner at 40k an hour, and I was able to get out and just go. You can see that pole there. If you screw up that corner, you're going straight into that massive pole. So it doesn't look very good. And that's a photo of me, by the way. So if you ever see me on the road, say hi. It's a big pink salmon jersey. Can't miss it with navy shorts. And I've got two breakaway companions here. So one from LACC. Well, actually, I think they're both from LACC. Yeah. Two LACC riders have joined my little breakaway. And A grade breakaway is passing us at the moment, followed by A grade. So it's just moving so quickly. So we've kind of let them go. There's always calls to sort of keep left, keep right, whatever, to let higher grades through. And this is a breakaway. I'm not sticking around. I just want to smash it and tear the race apart. Make the race hard. So once the race is sufficiently hard, people are getting shelled out the back, people are more tired, so they're less likely to do hard efforts towards the end of the race. And you really got to hit it hard early. This is 13 minutes into the race. So it's not necessarily, I didn't want to be in the wind for, 30 minutes on my own. And my little 3-man breakaway just wasn't working out as well as I'd wanted to. But I mean, that's racing. It takes a lot of time to establish a break, and I moved from, okay, I'm going to establish this break myself, to I'm just going to cover moves, right? And if you cover a move that goes off the front and then causes a breakaway, then great. You've created a breakaway without having to put in too much effort, which is that's a massive win in my books, right? So here we are. I'm going through this. Me and this other guy, we're sort of making the race hard. And you can do this 16 minutes into the race, because if your moves don't work out, you have a sufficient amount of time to sort of sit in the group and recover for the end. So this is kind of when, if a break would go, it'll go. And the problem with this race was there was actually quite a lot of strong riders. The junior in front of me is a Novo Nordisk junior pro, and there's some other really strong riders in this group. It made it a very, very difficult race, I guess. So you can see, just going in with the group through that corner, instead of hitting it at 40k an hour, you're hitting it at 34k an hour, and that makes it even more beneficial for you as someone to enter that corner first, because you're coming into that corner at 40k an hour. And you can get out of it and get a better kick out and cause other people to suffer. That accordion effect, absolutely massive. And you can see here 2 riders have come off the front and attacked, and it's just me and this guy. We both simultaneously, unplanned, go for the gap. And so we want to bridge the gap, and we've put in a decent attack. There's no one on our wheel, and we're causing the people behind us to chase in the wind. So if you are going to chase down a break, again, just smash it. A really good 5-10 second effort to catch people off guard, because you don't want to give everyone an armchair ride along with you, because guaranteed you bridge up to the gap and someone that's been in the draft is going to attack you and you'll be exhausted. So I'm on the front, going into this corner. I was able to nail this corner this time. It's a tricky one because you just don't want to fall. It's super, it's putting your tires at the edge of what they are capable of. And so it's still me and number 20. We're trying to bridge this gap, absolutely smashing it to get across. And not to ruin the story, but we do make it. And unfortunately, it just didn't work. These guys were pretty exhausted. They weren't willing to, I guess, continue. So you can see they know that they've been caught, and it just slows straight up. So anyways, fast forwarding 38 minutes in, it's been some hard riding. We are passing A2, which is Wes's cameo here. You can see him passing on the right hand side, one of my club mates. And we're going pretty quick, obviously, because this is our bell lap, right? So we're smashing through to the end, and we're going to get the bell. So welcome to the last lap. I've let this quite good, I'm not going to say large, this very tall rider in, very strong. You can see those massive calves. And this guy, my major plan for letting this guy in was I would ride that draft all the way to the end, stay as fresh as possible, and sprint. So that was my whole theory. But unfortunately, this guy was a lot more tired than I had anticipated. He's falling off the back, and I'm in a bit of a pickle because I don't want to put my head in the wind and bridge the gap because I'm going to waste energy before the sprint. So sometimes you take that gamble. I'm in the draft, and I'm just sort of sitting here hoping that he bridges up. And luckily, massive effort. He's doing 49k an hour to bridge this gap, which is well done. Chapeau. So I know that he's tired though. So this is not the wheel that I thought it was. It's not the wheel that I want to be on to the very end. And this is probably a bit far back for the sprint. So I decided to go for the gap, just about here. Sprint through the gap. There's a very, very narrow gap there, but there's been an early attack, which really doesn't help me. And I'm behind this junior pro Novo Nordisk rider. It's not, as you can imagine, providing the greatest of drafts. So I think I'll go early, go for a sprint, and unlike any other time, it's just my legs have nothing in them. And yeah, that's it. It was just, I had nothing left, and I tried to go as hard as I could. But yeah, I came fourth by just a hair. The guy on my far left was able to make it past me by probably a few tire widths. But yeah, hey, I'm getting closer. I'll be back, and hopefully I get my first B grade podium this year. Jeez, it's 2020. It's been hard. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.